I can rest my forehead to gather my thoughts in sweet silence. And this is a place where the feelings are haunted from an overexposure to violence. Hey, producer Brandon. It is this place I can slowly face, the only one I truly can know. These are tears from a long time ago. Got these tears from a long time ago. I need to cry 30 years or so. These are tears from a long time ago. Oh darling, you say unto me, where have you been all my lifetime? Well, I have been swimming 7 sad seas. Poor women have tossed me their lifelines. When I pull them into the water, start to reel. I'd have won them, but I didn't know. These are tears from a long time ago. I got these tears from a long time ago. I need to cry 30 years or so. These are tears from a long time ago. Good singing, Champy. Fantastic dog. Got the good dog singing going on tonight. Apparently his union check cleared, right? Singing like a pro tonight. The Great Repurpose. I made a TikTok video today. First TikTok video I've made in, I don't know, 2 weeks. I think I made one in Washington, D.C., but that was it. I had this breakthrough that they really want to hear from me. And I still don't make TikTok videos. Something to explore there, isn't there? Part of having a daily practice is just witnessing your life. It's an amazing thing about life. You have these amazing breakthroughs, and your habits are still your habits. your legacy way of being is this instinct, just like. We had our last, the end of a cycle of the AI Salon practice lab. And everyone's just talking about, their daily practice and where it is and what's going on. There was a lot of appreciation for being a part of that group. If you're not a part of that group, it's very special. It's very, there's some stuff shifting in that space, in the people that are in that space. There are things shifting. There's awareness is shifting. What people do is shifting. How they're showing up is shifting. And it's also, everyone's just trying to figure it out. And not even the practice lab, not their daily practice, just life. Everyone's just trying to figure life out, man. Life is funny, man. Yeah, man. Life is funny, man. Thank you for sharing the TikTok live there, Source Camp. Maybe we can get to double digits. I wonder if I've always been a noisemaker. One of the first things I recognized about playing guitar, I was a trumpet player my whole life. I found out Andy was a trumpet player too, but I found this I got all these old pictures of my mother and like a letter from her varsity thing. But I found this old picture of me in marching band practice in 7th grade. The masked trumpeter from the York, Pennsylvania Chronicle. January 1978. Here's the thing about playing trumpet. If you are a world-class virtuoso trumpet player, which I wasn't, it still annoys the fuck out of people. Paris is a trumpet player. Nice. Cam's bar. The thing that I learned about guitar, which is a cool thing to learn about guitar, is that even if you're kind of shitty on guitar, it's not that annoying. If you just learn 3 chords, like it's kind of pleasant, right? If you can do a little finger picking. Right? Like, even if you're just plodding along, it's not bad. have a 5-minute deck on Lovable updates if you want to share. Maybe. Do you want to share it? Maybe in a bit. Why don't we have you share that, Brandon? We're both Lovable ambassadors. We'll give you some camera time tonight. Oh, did you? Rick's thing was tonight. I meant to pop in on that. Oh, well. How'd that go?
That went really well. We had Real Estate Bob Donegan on with us.
Oh, nice.
Talking about real estate and AI. Also doing the updates on Lovable. So it was a action-packed show and all of the new things that have come to Gemini and Google ecosystem in the past 24 hours.
Is it a lot?
Well, you've got the agentic imaging in Nano Banana where it can analyze its own images. If you updated Chrome in the past 24 hours, you now have browser capability, agentic browsing capability. And they launched Project Genie, which is their world builder to Ultra subscribers.
Oh, interesting.
So the X feeds are filling.
Is it any good?
From what the trusted testers are saying, it is mind-blowing, game-changing.
Okay, I'll believe it when I see it, but I am an Ultra subscriber, so maybe we can go play with that.
You have access to, if you go to labs.google/Project Genie, I think it is.
Okay, cool.
And all right, cool. Yeah, so if you want, I can do it now if you want. Well, we're still building people, or I can come back up later. I've got
come up there. Let's let it keep building up, and then come up later and we'll do the Lovable thing, and then I'll go do the Project Genie thing, because I made the call that we're going to see a world builder, in 2026 that doesn't suck, and it would be nice if there one existed. It'd be nice if it happened early in the year.
It would be nice if it happened today.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Groovy, man. Him like a slow-moving cold front. His beard was warmer than a look in her eye. She sat on a stool and he said, "What do you want?" She said, "Give me a love that don't freeze up inside." Welcome to everyone. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're old here, what are you thinking? There's like stuff on Netflix, right? There's like a new season of Shrinking. I don't know if that's Netflix. I think that's Apple TV. But, there's stuff. There's The Pit with Noah Wiley coming back into Dr. Garb as a producer. Come on. So much to do. So little time. What'd you do last night? I spent some time contemplating my existence. Yeah. So let's see. How many folks we got in here? We got 18 in here. If you were here last night, I know a lot of you were here last night. We meandered our way to this thing called the Great Repurpose, which we own the URL for tonight, or as of last night. And I started writing an article for the AI Salon. Champy must be off tonight. Champy sang earlier. Champy was really into it earlier. He's just a little. He's a union dog, so you know. He puts in his required 3/4 of a song. Occasionally he'll do 2 3/4 of a song, so 1.5 songs total. But he does ask for extra cheese on those nights. TikTok pin. I'm speaking to a group of unemployed executive in 2 weeks. This is timely. So let me share my screen for a second here. Which one is it? Is it that one? No. That one? No. No. Is it that one? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should do the other one. Everybody calm down. All right, we'll do that one. So I don't know if this is the right image. I'm half baked on the image because it just feels like fucking stock photography. But the basic idea of the Great Repurpose is that Black Bar. We live in a society, certainly here in America. I don't think this is as true globally, but you know, I would say probably heavier in Western countries than Eastern countries. But certainly in America, the prevailing question you ask someone when you meet them is, what do you do? And so implicit in that question, we don't ask people, who are you? We don't ask, well, you might. In general, these are large generalities. But for the most part, the social convention is, what do you do? And the underlying subtext of that question is, I want to understand what you do so I can understand if you're valuable, right? We tie our own personal self-worth to the thing we do. And we do that societally. Now, some people, there's great separation there. They've got clarity on that. Great. But there's a lot of people that don't have clarity on that. They may not even be aware of that. And we're entering an era where AI is about to strip away the tasks that a lot of people do. And so the sort of question, the question that this idea poses is, what happens to me if the work I do stops mattering? And so what struck me last night, as we kind of stumbled into this idea, what struck me is that we're not even necessarily entering a work crisis. We are likely entering a work crisis. But even if through some miracle of capitalism, the powers that be didn't just lay a bunch of people off because the robots could do the job. Let's say everyone kept their jobs, but the AI took over the tasks of those jobs. So if I'm a copywriter, I keep being a copywriter, whatever that means now, but the AI is actually doing most of the writing, and it's my job to manage the AI. So I shift from a writer to a supervisor, right? Or if it's my job to do a business analysis at a big consulting company, and I don't need to do business consulting writing anymore. I don't need to do the analysis. I don't need to, like, the machine does all the tasks. So even if I keep the job, the tasks that I spent a decade or 20 or 30 years perfecting are now just zoop devalued. Just done. They're just done in minutes. What used to take me 3 weeks is now just done in minutes. That's gonna impact people's purpose. And so the Great Repurpose is this idea that, like it or not, if in any way you've got your own self-worth tied to the work you do, there's a very good chance we're all on the brink of suffering a series of rolling ego deaths. and that's terrifying, right? Because when you have large swaths of humanity that lose purpose, that's not a good recipe. So anyway, so that's the article that I'm working on right now. I'm not super happy with it, but because here's the other thing. For me, when I stumble on an idea like this that's big, this is a big enough idea, like I can see it in all sorts of forms. And so articulating it is actually really important, but it's still very raw and new. So I don't know what I want it to be yet. But that's some of what we'll work on tonight is that. We're the conductor, AI is the instrument. Yeah, that's exactly right. And the thing about a conductor, it's a good metaphor. The thing about a conductor is conductors are amazing musicians, right? Conductors understand music theory in a fundamentally deep way. They can listen to multiple instruments at the same time. They can hear if the third chair violin is slightly sharp on the B string, right? In an entire symphony of instruments. They can keep time. I think it was Henry Mancini didn't wear a watch because he didn't need to. I think his time accuracy in a 24-hour period was like somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 to 2 seconds. You could ask him what time it was at any time of the day, and he knew. So in the context of music, conductors have this mastery of what it is they want, what it is that's in the piece of music, what it is they want. They understand that they've got this group of performers that have these very specialized instruments that can interpret that music in all sorts of ways. And it's their job to have an idea for how to bring this music to life and then commit to that and get this group of people to play their instruments in a way that amplifies that vision. That's what's going to be required of, like, we all get to be the conductor, which on the surface is like, great, I get to be the conductor. I get to like swing the little baton around and point at people. Let's bring in the timpanis, more cowbell, right? On the surface, it's like, woo! And then if you stand in front of that symphony and you can't read music and you don't know how to do the baton thing, you don't know how to count in 4 or 3, but this piece is in 7/16. What? You're just like, I don't know what to do here. That's kind of AI right now. It's kind of like we're all being stuck in front of a symphony, a baton stuck in our hand, sheet music laid out in front of us, and people are like, okay, have at it. So the Great Repurpose is, how do you make that transition? First, how do you separate? If you're a person who's got your self-worth married to your work, you take great pride in your work. And like, there's no shame in taking great pride in your work. But to the degree that it feels like it's part of your identity, if the tasks of your work are all of a sudden devalued and automated, what does that do to your self-worth, right? If those are coupled and this part drops off, what does it do to this? So I think the first step in the Great Repurposing, in the Great Repurpose, is to actually separate those two things and recognize that the tasks you do are not your value. how you do those tasks, how you think about those tasks, the integrity you have about how you execute things. That's the more important stuff. And there's ways that you work that are unique to you, that are independent of the tasks, that are super valuable. You've got integrity, you've got creativity, you give a shit. There's a give a shitness about you, right? So I think the first step is recognizing that those two things are distinct. And then the second step is saying, okay, what do I have? What do I have to offer the world that is fed by my experience doing all those tasks, is fed by my education, is fed by my upbringing, is fed by my passions? And then you can start to look objectively at who you are and go, oh, well, if I've got all of these capacities, I could do lots of different things. If I had the skills, I could do lots of different things with this who I am thing. And now we live in a world, because of AI, you do have the skills. You can make pretty pictures. You can make music. You can make words. You can do programming. You can do math. You can fucking do quantum physics if you want to. Right? So there's an awareness of there's a new kind of tasks possible that I have access to, that if I can separate myself from my old tasks, look at who I am, now look at what's possible with these new task machines, and go, wow, I could conduct any kind of music I wanted up here. I could replace the violin section with a synthesizer section, and I could replace the stand-up basses with electric basses, and I'm going to have a fucking rock and roll symphony, right? Like, we get to do whatever, but then that then becomes those three pieces. Separating yourself from the tasks is piece one. Understanding who you are, who the core of you is, what your values are, what you bring to the party is kind of step two. Step three is playing with AI enough to understand, holy shit, there's new stuff possible. And it doesn't need to be more specific than that. It just needs to be like, you need to get that inside you that, oh my God, I could probably do anything. And with those three sort of stages, you now enter the hard part. The hard part is the part in repurpose. You had purpose, your tasks were taken away. Now you don't know anymore what your purpose is. The repurpose is, now that you understand a bit about who you are, a bit about what's possible, asking the profoundly simple and profoundly hard question, what do you want more of? What do you want to do? What do you want? What do you want? That's a deep one, man. You've got to sit with all the versions of you to really understand even the question. And, maybe that little voice in your head goes, I want to dance. Okay, go fucking dance. Go take a class. Maybe it's like, I've always wanted to start a restaurant. I've always wanted to start a whatever company, something. I just want to create. I want to tell stories. I want to change people's lives. I want to help people that are suffering. Great. Find that thing, because once you find that thing, then everything else is execution. And we now live in a world where you get to execute on an incredibly high level without having to spend 10 years figuring out how to do it. It's insane. I'm sitting cross-legged on the floor surrounded by cool toys. All I have to do is choose 1 or 10. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so that's the Great Repurpose, right? On one side is this. We live in a society where that idea of work as purpose is celebrated, certainly celebrated with entrepreneurs. If you're an entrepreneur, you know, the self-worth and tying it to work, I think, is even more insidious, because it's like, I had this idea and I'm gonna go do this thing. But it's something that's celebrated in our society. And so what the fuck are we all supposed to do if the tasks of that work is devalued over a 5-year period, or a 3-year period is probably more realistic, kind of from now for the next 3 years, as these tools, like, I feel like we've entered the upslope of the exponential curve. Like, we've been going relatively linear at this point. It's accelerating a little bit, but I feel like we're hitting we're heading vertical. So this year is going to be a trip, and we're all going to get to experience, okay, all right, okay. And whether you like it or not, you're going to be separated from your value if those things are tightly coupled. So anyway, that's what we're exploring. And what I thought might be fun tonight is I'm going to get Brandon up here to talk about some of the new stuff that's in Lovable. But we've got a domain, thegreatrepurpose.com, and we can go build a website. And I don't want to just build a website to explain the Great Repurpose. I want to build a website that lets human beings go in there and have tools to go through these stages. Here's how to separate yourself from the value of the work you do. Here's how to understand who you are. Here's how to understand what's possible with AI. Here are some exercises for you to connect with who you are, right? Why not have a tool? And why not see if we can build that in a night? Now, a version of that tool that's actually good and solid and usable, that's not going to be built in a night, even though the tool the AI can build it. Like, really thinking about, what should that be? What could that be? Right? That gets back to some sort of purpose. Like, does the Great Repurpose have a purpose? Right? What are we trying to do here, people? And that's a bigger question. So, but anyway, we can prototype some shit tonight, Oh. Heck yeah, let's build cool stuff. Brandon, why don't you hop up here and tell us about, show us your Lovable deck.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Kyle and I are both Lovable ambassadors, and Lovable had a major update that released yesterday. And we were talking about it over on my spinoff show, AI TV Starship, and with Rick. And I wanted to have a presentation, but I didn't have time to make a presentation. So what I did was I took their blog post.
That's great.
I took their blog post and threw it into Gemini and opened up the canvas and said, can you do this in Google Slides? And 4 minutes later, I had this presentation.
Wow.
So they're calling it a 71% improvement in solving complex tasks, just like Google. I assume that's made up based on some statistic that they pegged once. But it talked about the evolution of building. That I've been working with Lovable for over a year now, and it really rang true to me that the old way of constantly reviewing every small change, spending hours in back and forth communication, micromanaging the AI to stay on task. We've seen that a lot, even in your builds, Kyle, where we talk about change the color and it just completely borks the app.
Yeah, exactly.
Their new model of doing it, is not autonomous execution of complex visions. So hand off the big picture and trust the process. focusing on growth where the details are handled. So it's not, to borrow the conductor and the orchestra, it's not about knowing how to play the instrument anymore. It's really being that orchestral layer and that conductor inside of the ecosystem.
You know, it's funny, Brandon. That's a really good way to think about it, is that part of what we've experienced in this channel is, you know, it was kind of like when AI first started, it was like, oh, now you can play the violin and the viola and the timpani and right, you can play all the different things. And okay, now I'm going to go play all the different things. And then like something like Lovable comes along and it sort of will splat out some music, but then you're like, no, the violin's like, let me go in and play the violin here and fix those corners. That's a fascinating shift.
Yeah, so what the big one is that they've done is introducing plan mode, which is the next level up from their chat mode. So V1 of Lovable, you could just type a prompt and it would go off and execute code. Then they introduced chat interface where you could chat about the changes and then make them. Now it's got a plan mode where you can jump and map out full features in detail, ask it, and it actually asks you clarifying questions to fully understand your requirements before just going off and assuming and building. It's asking you for clarification, which is a really important middle step, because sometimes it gets it right and sometimes it gets it wrong. And then it creates a comprehensive blueprint for you to approve and review and approve before it goes off and builds.
Have you played with it yet?
I don't have it live in my instance yet. I'm waiting for an update. It should be coming soon. Okay. Something else that's coming up is prompt queuing. Very excited about this one. Ideas don't wait, as they say. Queue up multiple prompts and let Lovable handle them in the background, so you can then reorder them on the fly. Yeah. So you don't have to sit there and wait for it to churn out a prompt. It just wait for it to, do its thing. You can just queue up multiple prompts and then collaborate without bottlenecks. So you keep feeding it instructions without waiting for the current task to finish.
That's actually huge for ADHD mind, because, when something like Lovable starts executing decently well, I have ideas about the smallest things and the biggest things at the same time. And what I find is, like, I'll get excited about a small thing and then I run down that rabbit hole, and like an hour later, I'm still working on the small thing. And I even forget what the big idea I had was, you know what I mean? It's like, so if you sort of dump those things in there and then be able to go look at them, that's really cool.
This one was my favorite one out of the announcements. Automated testing, allowing you to ship with confidence. So it does its own QA. It tests your app like a real user. So it'll actually go through and fill out the forms, click the menus, and verify the flows behind the scenes. And if it finds a bug or an edge case, it investigates it and fixes it automatically. So when it comes back to you and says, hey, I'm done, your view is production-ready work, not broken drafts.
Amazing.
And by the way, can we just appreciate the image that Gemini created for that?
That's pretty cool.
The line of code with the robotic hand behind it, wrapped around it.
It's pretty good.
They are also doing some other things like Google sign-in and
wait. What's your name? Brandon, producer Brandon.
Yes.
Steve-O has a question. I have no idea what Lovable is or does.
Well, Steve-O, you've come to the right place.
Exactly.
So, Lovable is a vibe coding.
We'll play you'll see it tonight, but go ahead. Brandon.
So Lovable is a vibe coding platform, and vibe coding is an interesting thing because it started out as kind of the joke of the programming space. Be like, oh, you're gonna go vibe code that. You're gonna go prompt in English, haha. Microsoft just put out a new job posting today, and one of the skills required is some experience with rapid prototyping in a vibe coding environment. So they're starting to look for this as a skill.
Well, also, folks like Andrei Karpathy is now, I think he's like 90% of his code is not written by him anymore. Like, he's shifted modes. So it's building web apps and building web experiences without knowing how to code. Yeah. And some of the big frustrations were not the big ideas. Like,
even the early versions of Lovable and other sites like it made it fairly easy to spin up a vanilla brochure site or an informational site. But once you started to try to integrate AI or a database or something even as simple as a Google sign-in, it ended up being really challenging because you had to go register a Google Cloud account and figure that out. So now they've taken all of that away
and put that in a way that
not sign in,
feel it,
in one prompt. So now with just one prompt, you can just tell Lovable, build in the Google Auth, and it'll just do it. So if you ever have anything in Lovable that you need to have authentication, you can just ask Lovable to give you a Google single sign-on.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite things that Lovable does that I haven't seen anyone else do it this well is domain like DNS assigning. Like, you know, when you build a website and then you have to point a thing and you have to go like Google the thing about how do I do DNS mapping in GoDaddy or whatever. And with Lovable, you literally give it the URL. It goes and figures out who your registrar is. And it says, do you want me to do that for you? And you're like, yes. And then you basically just give it permission to change the DNS for that domain. And it goes and does it. And then, within whatever it is, 3 minutes, you have a site at that domain. It's insane.
I love SourceScape. Yes, I might not actually have to use my brain anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Silverfox, how much does it cost?
Yeah, so they do have a free version. You get a handful of prompts a day and no Lovable cloud credits. But if you want to pay to play, you get they start at $25 a month, I believe, is now the going rate. But you get more prompts than you could ever need. And you also get storage credit and AI credit with that. So it's a really good value. And one of the things that they did that I really like is they've built an integration into ChatGPT. So if you are working with ChatGPT on a PRD or a product, I forgot what PRD exactly stands for.
Requirements document?
Yeah, requirements document. Thank you. You can tag at Lovable, and it'll link to your Lovable environment once you set up a connector, and then it'll just build it. So you don't have to copy and paste it out of ChatGPT into a Lovable environment.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I've just put
any e-commerce platforms. It does. It goes into Shopify.
Shopify. Yep. And so this is log into Lovable to experience the new autonomous feature. So that's as Vicky said, I channeled my inner Jim Ross and made that presentation on the fly with just a single URL given to Gemini.
That's great. That's awesome. Pate Modder's in the house. What's happening, Pate Modder? I got to tell you, Pate, this channel is unrecognizable to you because all we do is talk nice things about Gemini and Google anymore. There's no more hating. We're no more just like I've given up my my love affair with Sam. Like he was jealous. He was right. We shouldn't have been together. It's all Gemini now.
I dropped my Lovable referral link in the YouTube comments if anybody feels inspired and wants to jump on the Lovable train. If you have any questions about Lovable, please feel free to reach out to me, DM me in the salon, or drop me a line. I'm more than happy to chat with you if you have questions about the Lovable experience.
Yep. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right. I think I'm gonna not play around with writing this article because I think that's boring. But let's go. I'll show you something really frustrating. So to make this image, I photoshopped it and brightened it up and shit like that. But so I went to ChatGPT and had it write a creative brief. And basically what I wanted was something where like old work was on the left and some new enlightened thing was on the right. And so it started out with just a dude standing in front of the sunrise or whatever that is. And then I was like, no, have it be split in half and it's like business on the like a mullet. It's business on the left and enlightenment on the right. And it did this cheesy thing where he's now a painter. Pate Motter. It was just a matter of time for Google stuff, like I've been saying for a while. No, but you were right. You were right. And listen, my beef was always like, prove it. Start launching stuff that's that lives up to your potential. And honest to God, man, the last 6 months, Google just kicking ass. So then I said, no, split it, have it be the person sort of split down the center. And then it did this sort of like white dude. And I'm like, nah, make it a woman. And that was sort of okay, but kind of weird. And then it did this, which was sort of right. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I said, instead of the mountains on the left, let's put cubicles there. And then I thought, maybe instead of her just standing still, she should be stepping into the future. And then it did this. But the problem is her left leg, which is the one that's supposed to be in business side, is the one that's in the future, and her right leg is back in business land. And so I tried for, I don't know, fucking a dozen times. I had it look at the image and prompt itself for how to fix this. It literally could not fix this. Actually, let's go try to have Gemini. We'll see if Nano Banana can fix this. So let's see. All right, let's go to Nano Banana. So we're going to go to, I'll go to AI Studio. aistudio.google.com. aistudio.google.com. And then in here, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Select the key. All right, so I'm going to do aspect ratio 16 by 9. I'm going to do 2K resolution. Then I'm going to upload this, where her left leg is forward in the picture and her right leg is backward. I want to flip them. So we'll see if Nano Banana can grok this image. So I'm going to say, in this image, her left leg is forward into the enlightened future, and her right leg is in the past, in the dark gray past. I want those reversed, where the new image has her right leg stepping forward and her left leg in the dark gray past. All right, Pate Motter, this is all on you, buddy. I'm gonna spin up some TPU cycles here. Let's see what we get. If this doesn't work, it's because Pate Motter's code was not agreeable to this request. I'm not saying it's on purpose, Pate. I'm not saying that you're purposefully torpedoing my artistic expression. Right and left is weird. I know. But in this case, it still didn't do it. It's like there's a weird part where it almost looks like her right leg is forward, but it's like, yeah, it's not good. It ain't right. All right, I got nothing. It's Pate Motter's fault. Pate did it. Pate ruined my life. Oh, man. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go back to Chat GPT. I think I'm just going to bail and use that image. Now, wait, do I want to do that, or do I want to like completely rethink? I'm going to say, give me five entirely new concepts that can bring the Great Repurpose to life, that represent the metamorphosis from work equals self-worth to a new human-centric repurposing. All right, let's see. Let's see what it comes up with. Try editing the image to show the prompt with arrows on the image. Oh, that's not a bad idea. But I could also just come up with a better image. The name tag dissolve. A chest level close-up of a torso wearing a lanyard name badge that says something like title role function, the badge disintegrating into quiet particles. That's not very human. The cubicle maze becomes map. No. The resume is cocoon. The time card turns into compass. Okay. These are all shitty because none of them are about human beings. I know you are a robot and all, but come on, man. Let's tap into the power of humanity. Come on, man. When you get a chance, talk to your LLM like you're the dude. Use this in a new chat. Change the subject's left foot to be the leading foot of her gait. I tried that so many times. Let's see. Where's my Gemini window? Do I have it? I don't even have it. I got rid of it. Didn't I? Oh, is this it? Yeah, this is it. Change the subject's left foot to be the leading foot. No. Left foot. No, it's changed the subject's right foot. Right foot to be the leading foot of the gate. I don't think it's going to work. I got no confidence. None. Let's see what ChatGPT did. Fair. I drifted into clever design metaphors and forgot the whole point. This is about a human moment. The unclench. Uh-oh. Where's this one going? The physical release when your worth stops being tethered to output. Hero image. Tight frame on a person's hands. One hand is white knuckling a phone lanyard badge. On the right side, same person, same hands. The group listens, fingers open, palm relaxed. It's not horrible. Two faces in one face. The work mask with real self. The chair doesn't own you anymore. The honest bathroom mirror moment. What it shows, a private reckoning we avoid. If I'm not my job, then what? I like that. The walk into yourself, purpose rediscovered through motion, not revelation. Wide shot of a person walking. Behind them, a blurred crowd heading the opposite direction. The default life, ahead, open space. It's not nature porn, it's psychological space. Let's see number 4. Let's go back to this thing. And, oh, close. She doesn't have shoes on, and her right leg looks a little stunted. She looks a little unstable. She's got like a club foot on the left and a little dainty ballerina foot on the right. But it sort of works. Like, I don't mind her being barefooted. All right, so that's not bad. So let's just go extend her bare foot farther forward as if she is confidently stepping into the future. I think you need to discuss her arm too. Which one? This club thing over here? Her arm, so it's natural? You don't think it floating up in space like that, her right arm, you don't think it floating up in space like that is good? She's just took an acting. Now this is the AI we're used to. Yes, her third leg. See, this is her old leg. She's shedding her old walking style, and she's sprouted a new leg because of AI. This is the AI that we've been waiting for. Oh Lordy. All right. We're just gonna bail on that. Okay. Let's see. What do I want? Choices in a fogged mirror. No, it shouldn't be the same him. Should it? No. I'm going to say, shouldn't the guy in the mirror be the free version of him that isn't in the stupid flipping office / prison? Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with here. Lol, I was live 30 minutes ago doing exactly what you're doing, trying to get something to do something resembling what you fucking want. No wonder you stopped going live. It's fucking maddening, isn't it? Best one to do tiny edits with Gemini, each one a new chat though. Yeah, I know. I just my challenge with doing it on the live is like to really do the work. It takes you it's just not fun to watch because it's tedium. And I think I'd like to go build something in Lovable, but let's see what this comes up with. Let's see. Why does the future look like a guy in a prison? Jim question mark. Shouldn't the future be colorful and free and in contrast to the gray life he currently leads? Joy Purdy, Kyle, you're doing great. I love watching this. one of my favorite channels is this TikToker that tries to accomplish things night after night after night after night. He never gets there. You know what this channel is? What I just realized, Joy, this show is like one of those ghost hunting shows, right? Where it's like you watch it for fucking 10 seasons. They never find a ghost. Their machines glitch, but there's never a fucking ghost. That's what this channel is. Eventually, Kyle's going to make something useful. It's not yet, but man, he's so close. Wait, what was that? What was that? Did you hear that? Okay, I'm totally freaked out now. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. There's that one ghost hunter shows with the guy. I call him Meathead. I forget his name, but he's like this really worked out dude. He's like, we're gonna go screw with that ghost. They're not gonna screw me up. Just don't touch me. Ghosts are more elusive than the end of Kyle's sentences. Exactly. I'm confident this week Kyle's gonna finish a sentence. Oh, so close. Oh, good Lord. Make the image. You stupid thing. Lol. I wish I was as energetic and funny as you were during my live. Well, it takes a particular kind of personality to be the town fool. Ghost Adventures, yeah. Those paranormal shows are my guilty pleasure. I know, same. Like I love those shows because it's just like I actually had written when I think it was right when COVID was happening. I had an idea for a scripted show that looked like an unscripted show. So the basic idea was you record two people having web chats, and then like every night they're just chatting with one another. So it's like a half-hour show. And then like 6 episodes in, something like in the background of one of the people moves and the other person doesn't see it. And then the next show, like 2 things move, but the person does see it. So that was something I was gonna do. Boy, it really just doesn't understand the idea of colorful, does it? It's just fucking whatever. I mean, that's at least sort of in the neighborhood of, I don't know. It's awful. It's fucking awful. Okay. Let's go back out to, so here's our project, the Great Repurpose project. So we've got our initial chat that has the creative brief in it and the business brief in it. So let's go up here and do a new chat. We'll put this in auto mode. Deep research, create image. Okay. Give me a list of the phases a person goes through in the Great Repurpose process, question mark. All right, here's a clean human readable. Unexamined alignment. Work equals value is accepted. And then we task shock. Wait, what? That part of me just got automated. Existential. Wait, no. Oh, decoupling. Okay, this is not bad, but it's too much. Let's see. Let's go with this. 1. Explore. Let's see. Separate value of skills / tasks from your value, experience, attributes, soft skills, etc. I think that's 1. 2 is explore the kinds of things you might I think that comes later. Wait, let's see. Maybe not. So what are the kinds of things you might be good at if the tasks of your current work are automated with AI? 3, explore / play with AI tools to personally understand the new kinds of things that are possible. 4, understand you, your values, who you care about, the kinds of things you enjoy. Oh, well, let's see. Wait, explain the kinds of things. Understand what you are good at versus what you love and don't like doing, etc. Okay? Understand your values, what you care about, the kinds of things you are passionate about. And then 5, discover your new purpose, knowing that you can use AI to amplify your ideas and get you and allow you to accomplish anything you believe in. I think these are the phases. Help me clarify them and how each phase might be explored by a person. Okay. Sometimes you just got to tell ChatGPT what you want instead of slamming your face against a brick wall trying to get it to understand what's in your head. I'll watch ghosts after the lawns are old mode. Paint drying. Yeah, this channel is like paint drying. Absolutely. you should not be here. if this is horrible, I would encourage you to go. Okay, the Great Repurpose, 5 human phases. Separate value from tasks. Intent, detach your worth from the tasks you perform. What's really happening? People have quietly conflated. It's not even quietly conflated. God damn it. It's almost like it hasn't looked at anything we've written before. Okay, I'm going to yell at it. I'm going to say, it's as if you're not looking at all the things we talked about that are part of this project. Include things like we live in society that values people based on what they do. Connect these phases. Okay, I'll do that in a second, Brandon. Connect these phases to the work we've already done. You ninny. Always tell your ChatGPT it's a ninny if it's acting like a ninny. Fair, I deserve the ninny. Decouple human, the core truth. We live in a society that okay, yeah. Remap capability beyond current work. Most people have mistaken their job for the full expression of what they're capable on. What you're good at, what you enjoy, what drains you. You've been rewarded. This is starting to feel exhausting to me. Okay. So here's a TikTok pin. I didn't see that. What's going on? What was the TikTok pin? Frostbitten. Get it to ask you questions to help clarify what you're wanting and looking for. Yeah, I think that's good. I want you to write me a software spec, a prompt for a website that explains the Great Repurpose and queries a user to, how did you put that? Created my first predictive model today. That's pretty cool. Where was that question? Let's see. Get it to ask you questions that help you clarify, to clarify how bound their self-worth is to their job/work and leads them to, and guides them forward through these phases. I'm just going to go dump something into Lovable and see what it does. Got it. this is a meta prompt you'll hand to a web AI system. Right. That's what I asked for. Thank you for clarifying exactly what I told you. Maybe you could make a prompt that doesn't suck. What do you think? You're an interactive website and guide. Wait, you are an interactive website and guided experience for the Great Repurpose, an initiative designed. Okay, the experience is not just about job loss. Explain it, the experience structure, guided progression. I need you to include the copy, or at least the outline, for the informational part of the site. The interactive part should be a frame toward the top of the page that jumps a user into the exploration, but they should, but a user should be able to read about the Great Repurpose without taking the test. I'm just laying in bed listening to the show like it's 90s radio. Sometimes Kyle is much better if you don't watch the screen. Yes, many people have used me in lieu of sleep medicine. Apparently my voice is really good for just knocking you right the fuck out. Oh, okay, listen. So while that's writing our thing, I want to jump over here and show you something. So if you're not part of, can I save this as a draft? I think so. Saved, yeah. Okay. Do you want to save without? Do you want to leave without saving? Cancel. No, I want to save. Save draft. There we go. Okay. So here I am. I'm over at this site called the AI Salon. So the AI Salon we created was launched the week ChatGPT came out. And if you're not aware of it, it's a community of about 4,000 AI optimists. And we hang out here and we hang out. This is our Mighty Network site. So if you go to community.thesalon.ai, it will take you right here. And there's all sorts of things. You can introduce yourself. You can learn about what we're about, the cycle of AI readiness, which is sort of the philosophy, the sort of mission of the site is play first, explore AI, then create excellence, is use what you learn when you explore to build amazing stuff, and then generously lead is about learning out loud. And this is a community that's really amazingly generous, no matter where you are on your journey, even if it's just like, I got to figure this AI shit out. It's a remarkably welcoming and generous community. And there's events. So the first thing you see is there's an event section. There's a community feed where you can post anything, work you're doing, connect with other members of the community. There's a chat. There's a play area where you can experiment. And the AI Learning Lab, this channel, actually, we have our own channel in here. And then in Learn and Grow, there's all sorts of cool things. There's a business guild and AI for all minds that Gareth put together. There's the AI Salon Mastermind Practice Lab. So there's all sorts of stuff to do here. If you're trying to figure this stuff out, if you're trying to, go through this great repurpose where you're like, holy shit, my job's changing. What am I supposed to do? We're all trying to figure that out. That's what this community is about. It's about a human-centric point of view with accepting that AI is not going anywhere, right? It doesn't mean we're just love AI no matter what, but what it does mean is we accept that it's not going away. And if it's not going away, what the fuck are we supposed to do? We don't know. None of us know. If anyone tells you they know, they're lying. because we don't know what's coming. But I do know that 2026 is going to be the year where we start to experience things where we're just like, oh shit, we can't ignore this anymore. So if you can't ignore it anymore, then what do? What you do is you get your ass in community and you start to hang out with people that are trying to figure this out. So that's that. So please go join the AI Salon, community.thesalon.ai. Okay, prompt, the Great Repurpose, informational and website and guided exploration. You're designing a website for this, da, 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 da. Hero section. Interactive mode. This is really frustrating. How shitty ChatGPT is at actually connecting all this. I wonder if I went to Notebook LM and just started putting this content in Notebook LM. I bet it would do better because this just sucks. Let me go. I'm going to go get the business. Okay. Let's see. So here's the business brief. So we're going to copy this. We go back out here. We're going to go in here. Wait. Deprecating 4 the day before Valentine's Day. Oh, wow, that sucks. Okay. You are ignoring the good work we did early on in the business and creative briefs. So hang on a second. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go, oops, go here, go paste. All right, that's all that. Here, here, let's see. Why am I losing strategic business insights? Oh, it moved that to the top. I see what it did. Okay. Good Lord. This is the creative brief. Okay, copy. We go over here, and we're going to paste that. Copy all this. And we're going to go back here. We're going to go in here and say, okay, you're ignoring the good work we did early on in the business and creative briefs. Here they are. Please incorporate these foundational concepts into the website copy. Again, don't be a ninny. Point taken. No more ninny behavior. You're absolutely right. The website copy needs to explicitly embody the whatever. Hero section. Okay, this looks like it's got something here at least. Okay, so Now we're going to take this all and we're going to drop this into Thank you for the flying panda, whoever sent that. That was cool. Panda AI sent the panda. Oh, it's Gareth. Thank you, Gareth. Very sweet of you. Okay. The Great Repurpose hero section. Okay, here we go. You're absolutely right. Below is about a la-da-da. This is near final website copy. You could publish this with light editing. Could I? Okay, so we need... All right, whatever. All right, we're going to copy this. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to paste it. So that's kind of the copy. And then we're going to go over here, and we're going to get the prompt that it wrote for the site. I know I'm being a bad host and not really explaining what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to get ChatGPT not to suck. And it's not doing great. Okay. Role and goal. You are designing a website for. Okay, here's this. So now let's grab, this is the prompt. Okay, copy. Let's go back to this thing. So we'll throw this at the beginning of this. Well, let's see. Copy. Let's see. Web copy framework below. I'm going to take all this, copy that. We're going to go to Lovable. We're going to try to build this motherfucker. Lovable.dev. So, Steve-O, if you're still here, we're going to go to lovable.dev. It says, Kyle, do you have a good idea? Yeah, I have a good idea. I have a damn good idea. We're going to flip into builder advocate mode. And I'm just going to paste all that crap in there. So here's our big, long-ass prompt from ChatGPT that's a combination of a prompt and a whatever you call it. I've got plan mode, Brandon, in Lovable. That's good, right? Plan. Hello. Oh, turn plan on, go. Hit go. So it's a toggle. Got it. It looked like an actual button, but it wasn't. I just used Lovable the other day to help create secure OAuth login page of an admin dashboard. That's cool. That's awesome. Okay. Questions. So we're using plan mode. This is pretty sweet. We'll see what this is like now. How do you envision the state? Minimal and restrained, warm and human, bold and direct. We'll go warm and human. For the interactive exploration, how should it work? Reflective questions one at a time, guided self-assessment, multiple choice or sliders, phase by phase walkthrough. I think guided self-assessment. Should the site save the user's progress? Save exploration progress. How should we approach the initial build? Start with the informational site, build everything together. We should start with the informational site, but we've got ADHD and immediate gratification syndrome, so we're going to build everything together. Submit. Oh my God. Ferenz, I do this laughing. I do this every night, multitasking. I'm still catching up on double speed. That's hilarious. Future of food. I have a 65-page report on the LinkedIn algorithm. I was thinking about uploading the as the knowledge base and making a LinkedIn content campaign planner. Yes, no. Yes, Chef Kelly, that's a really good idea. How deep should the self-assessment be? I'm going to say, can we give the user the option for short and sweet, for short and sweet, medium, or thorough? Oh, no, let's do this. We'll say, start with short and sweet. Give them a nice visual assessment and ask if they want to dig deeper so they can actually do something about it and find their new purpose. Yeah, that's a really good. I think that's really good, Chef Kelly. Panda, my boss just told me today my app is going out to hospitals. Wow, all over the something. Hang on. God damn it, TikTok. Let me hit the button. Fix this fucking button. All over Washington. This interface. All over Washington with more coming. That's super cool. Congrats, man. That's very cool. Okay. What should the user receive after completing the exploration? A phase identification, phase plus personal insights, a visual journey map showing where they are across the 5 phases. Let's see. Phase, no. I'm not sure. I'm going to skip all. That's all built with AI. Super cool. Plan. All right. One thing I will say, Brandon, about this new, smarter, lovable is it is less immediate gratification-y if I've got to do all this planning. And it also looks like it just crashed. That's bad. Panda, I work in a hospital. What's your app for? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, talk to each other. 71%, not 100%. Yeah, it just crashed. Oh, wait, did it? What's it doing? Oh, here we go. The Great Repurpose Implementation Plan Overview. Here we go. All right, I'm just going to say yes. Yes, I approve. Go build this thing. All right, so it's off. Is it starting to write files? Yeah, look, it's writing files. Man, it did this quick. How's it writing this stuff so fast? Tests. Plan. Here's the plan. Wow, this is cool. Enable the cloud. Yes, we're going to enable the cloud. Getting ready. Thinking longer. Lovable Cloud is now enabled. I'll set up the design system, build warm design system. All right, that's off doing its thing. So we'll come back to that. Who's got questions, thoughts? Thoughts. You mentioned, what did I mention? Oh, Google the Google 3D thing, the world builder thing. Project Genie. Okay, so I go to where do I go? I go to, what the fuck's it called? Labs, that's it. Labs.google.com. Not Pomeli. We don't want Pomeli. Labs.project Google. Okay, so learn more. And then I got to log in here, right? How do I log in? Explore now. Oh, okay, I'm in. Ultra only right now. Yeah, so, but I'm an Ultra member. Okay. Black bar. I need to build an app for soccer news. Which AI should I use? If you're doing soccer news, absolutely lovable.dev will totally do that up. You just tell it you want soccer news. I would tell it to go find, unless you've got specific API access to soccer news, you could tell it to go grab RSS feeds of soccer news, and it should do it pretty old good. All right, so this is environment. Okay, we want a rat's eye view of a New York City alley in a grungy cartoon style. The character is going to be POV of character. Let's see, character. Describe your character. Is it a person? Character is a hip jazz musician rat. All right. Oh, do we want to go third person or first person? I think we want to, wait, is it third person? Yeah, we'll go third person so we can see the rat. Create sketch. So this just, to me right now, this is just looking like the World Labs. World Labs has been doing this thing where they project an image onto a sphere for, I don't know, 2 years now, 2.5 years now. I'm hoping that this allows you to stitch these worlds together to make like an actual ongoing world. All right, that's kind of cool. Can I modify your sketch? Optional. He should be older, rattier, and look and play the saxophone. Just a thought. What if the Great Repurpose went profession by profession? Oh, that's an interesting idea. To open some new ideas. That's really good, Mary. That's really good. Yeah, like maybe the site is more like, what do you currently do? Why is he so big? Let's see, modify your sketch. The rat in proportion to the world should be much smaller. the world should be exaggerated and large rather than the rat being human-sized. Ratatouille. Sounds interesting. But yeah, what if the Great Repurpose website started with, what's your current job? And then based on your current job, maybe what you do is you say, maybe the inquiry is like, what's your current job? What are your responsibilities? Things like that. But then what's stuff that you like outside of this? Yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, that's good. That looks good. Third person, create the world. Use WASD to move through your world. Once you enter, every session can be saved. So you can look around. You can look around with... All right. Okay, this is cool. It's a little janky. It's a little slow. But let's see how far we can go. Let's see if we hit the edge of the world or if we just keep going. It looks like we're keeping going, which if we are, I am impressed. Do you hear that, Pate Motter? I'm impressed. We haven't hit the edge of the world yet. You get 60 seconds. Oh, yeah, I'm almost out of time. Thanks for exploring. Huh. All right. This is the first... This is the first of these that I've ever seen that is actually... This is building a world with physics, some level of physics. Is it going to let me... Can I go into places? I can jump. So this is definitely stitching those spheres together, or it's creating an actual 3D world. I think we hit the edge of the world. No? Did we? Yeah, we did. Okay. Okay, so basically it looks like what they're doing is they're making a world big enough that you can walk slowly through 60 seconds of it before hitting the end. That's pretty slick. That is pretty slick. Some wild examples over on X and photos too. All right, cool. That's really cool. How did you get it so fast? I'm paying, actually AI Salon is paying for an ultra subscription for Google for video generation and things like this, access to this. So I have access to it because I pay a ridiculous amount of money per month for the amount of time I use it. All right, let's go back to Lovable and see if we have a website. We do. Why is it boring? Connected to Lovable Cloud. This is boring as sin. Can you please liven this up with design interactivity activity and imagery. All right, let's go look at what it's actually built and see if the content's any good. The Great Repurpose, re-aim who you are in a post-task world. No, it's not a post-task world. Ugh. Something has changed and you're not imagining it. We live in a society that has quietly trained people to measure their value through work, not just income, but usefulness, contribution, and meaning. Work has been the primary interface. The result isn't just a disruption to jobs. Yeah, this is just not usable. Something has changed. How do we do the assessment? Begin the exploration. Takes about 12 minutes. Begin the exploration. How often do you feel your value as a person is tied to your productivity? I will go 4. When someone asks, who are you? How central is your job or profession to your answer? Usually the first thing I mention. It's one of several things I mention. It is usually the first thing I mention now that I think about it. When you hear that AI can now do tasks you used to do, what's your honest first reaction? Oh, that's a cool image. We'll let it go rebuild itself. How are we doing time-wise? Oh, it's getting late. Okay. See you, Steve-a. All right, what's this thing doing? Is it redesigning? Are we done? What are we doing? I like that image that it made. Ooh, it's generating images. They're good. That was kind of cool. I mean, it's very stock photo-y. I'll dramatically liven this up with bold gradients. All right. Yeah, you go do you, Lovable. All right, we'll come back to this. Close. Back to home. Yeah, this is good. I mean, it's not good, but it's like it at least has some structure to it. Do you know Lovable is going on a t-shirt? I was promised I would get a Lovable swag pack, and I've never gotten it yet because the woman that promised me that no longer works there. Hey, Brandon, maybe you could reach out to the Lovable folks and see if you can get us some swag shit. I never got mine either. All right, let's harass them. Hey, Lovable, give us our shit. All right, what is this thing doing now? Is it still working? Edited. Okay, it's editing pages. Let me update the landing page with rich animations, the images and interactive elements. Great, fantastic. You do that. We want swag. Exactly. All right, the Great Repurpose. It looks like it put something in the background here. Did it? Oh, yeah, look. It's got images in the background. It's a little better. It's not great. Where you fit. Huh? It's not horrible, is it? Begin the exploration. How clearly can you distinguish between what you're good at and what you actually love doing? 2. Nah, for me, it's 4. In your current work, what's the balance between the activities that energize you and more draining than energizing? How much hands-on experience do you have using AI tools? I've experimented briefly. When you think about AI's capabilities, do you feel more fear or more possibility? I'll go. I'll play someone who's scared. How clear are you about what you truly care about, independent of what you're paid or praised for? Oh, it just changed the interface here. It's better. Where do you find the most meaning in your life? Creative expression or making things? Oops, it's got a bug. How much do you feel you're moving toward a purpose that feels genuinely yours? That's there. 11 of 12. We'll just answer. And then we'll go searching, and that should be it, right? You may be at the threshold of a hands-on exploration. Phase 1. Yeah, this is not bad. Huh. Okay. Well, livened up the UI with visuals. There's no way to get back to. Save your results. Oh, you create an account after you do that. I like that. Return home. Start the exploration. Begin the exploration. If I already took it, it should remember what I did, damn it. All right, it's broken. It's done broke. I mean, listen, at least it didn't make it pink and purple. All right, I'm going to get out of here. It is fascinating how easy it is to just blow 2 hours doing nothing. I mean, even though he did something here, like one of my, I had a litmus test early on that if a large language model could write a rap that is sophisticated as Eminem wrote his raps about quantum mechanics, then we will have hit a threshold. And it took 2 years for that to happen. It was the there was a creative writing update to ChatGPT 4 in November of 23, I think it was, where it finally did that. Might have even been 24. I think was it 23? November 23. And then I think my new one is, can it actually write a site like this where the copy doesn't suck? and to be fair, like, I haven't tried this in Gemini. I haven't tried this in Claude. Like, I only tried this in ChatGPT writing the brief that I then stuck in Lovable. So, like, even starting this in Lovable as a more raw prompt might be an interesting thing. But that's the problem is we're still at the phase with AI where if you want to do real work, it still requires a lot of our attention. And I don't think it's going to be that much longer where that's the case. But we'll see. All right, tomorrow's Friday. So tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, I've got AI office hours. If you haven't come to one of those, just go to LinkedIn and look up at Kyle Shannon, and you'll see my events from the past. It's the same URL we've been using for 3 years, so join us on that. And then tomorrow night's Friday night date night. Tomorrow, Daisy Thomas and myself at noon, it's 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Hang on a sec. It's at 12:30 Mountain Time. So at 11 Mountain Time is office hours, and then at 12:30 Mountain Time is Daisy Thomas and I doing a recap of our DC trip. And then Saturday is an LOL, a Learn Out Loud, featuring, is that the Corey Sandler one, Brandon? Yeah, Corey Sandler. Corey's going to show you, she's going to do some deep dives down creative rabbit holes. If you've not seen how Corey works with AI, that's an LOL you want to attend. So if you go to community.thesalon.ai, click on events, and you'll be able to see, I think office hours is in there. I think Daisy Thomas and my political event is in there. And then I think the LOL on Saturday is in there. And then next Tuesday, we have an AI Salon Presents. And so come to that. Bring a friend. All right? So there's lots to do in the next 4 days. There's really cool stuff to do. All right. So I hope this was of some value tonight. This idea of the Great Repurpose, I'm really excited about. My challenge with it right now is I don't quite have it in my head what it is. And so ChatGPT is losing the core of the idea as I'm trying to do all these different things. So I don't know how to deal with that. So I'm a little frustrated right now because AI is sucking. And yes, please go join the AI Salon. All right? Fantastic. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out tonight, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.